Hey, Miss MVP, what was that podcast app you was telling me about?
Oh yeah, it was called Anchor. You should download it today. It's free.
Okay, yeah, I'll definitely take a look at it. Oh, wow, actually looking at it, yeah, like you said, it's free and it allows me to put my podcast on everything from Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and everywhere.
Yep, and you can make some money. So download Anchor today.
Oh, I definitely will do that. And I can also get it at anchor.fm. What's going on, ladies and gents? This is Dorian.
And this is Miss MVP.
And welcome back to another episode of the Convos in the Park podcast. Miss MVP, how are you doing today?
I'm doing good. Good morning, good evening, good afternoon to you. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening for all you politically correct people.
And for the first time listeners, I want to thank y'all for joining us. And for those that have been listening since day one, y'all been put through a lot of ringers, but we greatly appreciate it.
Hello, how are you guys doing? I hope we don't scare you too much, or at least me.
Yeah, and as always, make sure you subscribe to the YouTube channel. Again, we're trying to reach that 100 subscriber mark. And for that 100 subscriber, we will be giving away masks.
A box of chocolates.
You gonna give away a box of chocolates?
Hell no.
So a box of chocolates and a mask?
No.
Oh,
my name is not Forrest Gump. Just 2 masks. Stay safe and stay sweet. Chocolate provided by yourself. I don't eat chocolate like that.
You're missing out.
Not really.
Tomatoes.
I like tomatoes. I don't eat chocolate like that. And I know a lot of females who don't eat chocolate, which is weird. I know a lot of guys who eat chocolate. That's scary.
Why is that scary?
I don't know, because they always say that chocolate is a female thing. My niece loves chocolate. My son, he'll eat chocolate all day long if you let him. Chocolate syrup. Yeah.
Yeah, I love chocolate, but
I could care less.
No.
A candy bar? No. One of my guy friends, he loves chocolate. Like, he'll have a chunk of chocolate chip and a cup of water. Not milk, but a cup of water.
Okay.
Like, this is the weirdest shit ever. Carry on. Yes, we are giving away 2 masks for our 100 subscribers. Sorry to get off subject. Yes, I don't like chocolate. Sorry. But yeah, they should be delivered today at some point in time. I talked to her yesterday, so yay. Yeah, I don't have my clapping button no more. He's a killer.
So yes, again, for that 100 subscriber, they will be getting a mask. And as always, follow us on all the socials, YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. Again, Twitter, we're a little ghetto over there. It's Convos in the Park, not Convos in the Park.
Mm-hmm.
And we'll soon be joining the Snapchat and possibly TikTok world if I feel up to it.
We might have to incorporate some children for TikTok. I watch TikTok. I'm not going to lie. When my best friend told me, she said, stop sending me them damn TikTok videos. Yeah. I'm sorry.
Yeah, if I do decide to join the TikTok universe, I'm not going to be dancing. I may find some other way to entertain. I'm not,
Okay. Okay.
And if you listen to us on Anchor, or whether you listen to us anyplace else, you can go on Anchor and you can leave us an audio message, and whether it be for the park bench or you just want to let us know how we're doing, we will gladly listen to that audio and any comments that y'all leave anywhere else. And you never know, those comments or message from Anchor will be probably on the next episode of the podcast. So we ask you to participate.
Not even just comments. We take all the negativity too.
Yeah, trolls. Trolls, you're welcome to. You might get some clackback, but hey.
We welcome all negativity. Indeed, I encourage it.
All right, and we are going into our 3rd part of the Black Village series.
1, 2, 3.
Discussing the Black children. And when we say Black children, we don't just mean the little ones, because at one point we are someone else's child.
Yes. A grown ass boy sometimes. As K. Michelle say, them two, them grown ass little women. Grown women. You understand what I'm saying?
No, not really.
These 35 and older women who still act like they 18, 19 years old. Grown ass little women.
Yeah.
Them. Grown ass boys, the ones who running behind the new shoes and all this, but as Project Pack say, gas tank on E. Them. Grown ass little boys.
Yeah, because they're chasing the Joneses and that's all that they know.
Not my problem, but we talking about them.
Yeah. Because again, when it comes to certain things like that, I me myself have never been one to just follow and chase after the newest pair of Jordans. Every time I walk by the mall or I go in the mall and I see that line, I'm like, why are we wasting $250?
But the same shoes gonna come out in 3 more months.
Exactly.
And then 3 more months after that.
Yeah.
And then 6 weeks.
Yeah. Now I get it. I get it for those people that are sneakerheads and they gotta have the exclusives and that's their hobby, that's their thing, and they got disposable income to cover that. Okay, I get it. But
keyword disposable income.
Now, yeah, I can understand that. Now, if you just want to make sure that you are the freshest one in the hood, and you decide to
keyword the hood.
And you want to spend that $250 on some sneakers, vice, paying on that phone bill or the electricity or or the rent, then you're making the wrong decisions in my book.
Jackpot. Yeah. So I agree, but we're not here to hurt anybody's feelings. But speaking of shoes, they released the King Griffiths. I was so in love with him growing up. And yes, I'm going to get a pair. But that's the first time I've gawked at a pair of shoes. They last came out in 2016. They were released in 1996.
I was going to say, yeah, I remember 1996, yeah, because, that was, especially here, everyone wanted a pair of King Griffiths back then.
Yeah.
Once you said that, it was just like,
They released them in 16 when he got inducted into the Baseball Hall of Fame.
Okay.
And then they re-released them. I don't know what was the reason for being re-released this time, but I don't care. But anywho, let's dive right in. Sorry if I'm loud. Listen, I don't talk loud and I'm working on it. So if y'all have a problem with me speaking loud, I do apologize. I am working on that. I know my faults and thank you.
Yeah, well, we're just trying to make it a better experience for our listeners.
Punch you in your face.
Then that wouldn't be a good experience for them. Good Lord.
Got a new toy.
Uh-oh. The beast has been unleashed. All right. All right, so let's go ahead and get into let's really get into this discussion about the Black children.
Fuck them kids. Okay, not those children. Us, the grown children who affect the little children.
Oh, yes, in the biggest of ways, because again, what we learn and take on, we 9 times out of 10 distribute some of that same stuff to our children, whether we try to flip it up or we say, oh, well, we never, the stuff that we learn from our parents that we don't want to take, somehow, some way, that stuff ends up getting in there anyways.
Definitely.
And I think it's more just as much as, and I'll just say this for me, looking back at the stuff that my parents had me do, or the punishments my parents put me on, it did help me. But as raising my daughters, it some of the stuff just kind of peeks its head back up, and I'm like, I didn't expect for that to be, one of the things that I kind of hold on to. Mm-hmm. As far as they say, the rearing of my child. Mm-hmm. But, we deal with those kind of situations and we deal with those experiences, but I think it grows better for us.
So let me ask you this.
Mm-hmm.
Having ties to the South, your grandparents are here. The Bible Belt of the country.
Yes.
We're deep in it in Alabama.
Unfortunately.
This is a Catholic town, however.
Mm-hmm.
Very Catholic.
Yeah.
The old saying, the Bible verse, spare the rod, spoil the child.
Yeah.
Do you believe that helps or hurts the community? Because there's a lot of Black communities who believe that, whether you're from the South, from the North, the Midwest, West Coast, wherever. Do you believe that that's helping or hurting? Because I hear a lot of people spitting it out sometime. I used to say it to some of my friends who had kids before I did. Mm-hmm. Now I got my own. I'm like,
Yeah, I say been blessed to where I never really, even when my daughters were acting up, I never really had to bring out a belt like that. I may have, popped them on the butt when they were, babies and young like that, or, even spanking the hand when they were like, real young. But yeah, as far as that, I've never had to like really just pull out a belt on my children. And I don't think it as something that, because I got spanked that, I don't want my children to go through that. I'm the type that believes, okay, if spanking works for you raising your children and you don't think it'll have a negative effect, then,
beat that ass.
Yeah, go for it. Go for it. But, for me, and again, from all the experiences and my friends and, them raising their children, it's rare nowadays that you'll hear that, a child is being whooped or spanked or however you want to say it.
I'm a firm believer in spankings because you can take everything from that child.
Yeah.
That child will just learn how to deal with it, how to learn to live without it.
Yeah.
And prime example, I took my son's, one of his electronic devices from him, his handheld game from him during the last summer, 2019, last summer. I still hadn't rolled over to 2021 yet. I took that from him and I didn't give it back to him until almost Christmas. I think it was Thanksgiving break. Jeez. Only because A, I had forgotten about it, and B, I could not remember why I had took it. So it was useless. Yeah. Like he just learned how to deal with that. After a couple of weeks, he just stopped asking about it because out of sight, out of mind. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So it's not something that he really learned from it. I do believe that they will get over a spanking quicker. Yeah. But it's in their mind. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like, okay, I did X. Why happened? You know what I'm saying? So if I do X and Y happen, I know not to do that no more. Right. But if I do X and A happens, then I just learn how to deal without it. Because if you get a ticket, right? You pay that ticket. Yeah. You get another ticket. You pay that ticket. Yeah. But if you get your goddamn license suspended, you like, oh shit, I need to creep everywhere I go. This is uncomfortable. Yeah. This is watching over my shoulder. You want to know how I know that? Because I've had my license suspended. I had my license suspended. I have no insurance and my tag was expired all at the same time. Talking about riding dirty. Yeah. Oh my goodness. Yes. Woo. I had to get one of my friends to go to the police station to pay it because I wasn't going in there. I know I had a warrant out for my arrest. I didn't care. I was in my 20s. I was young. Yeah. I learned. But I ain't got no ticket since. Right. Because I had something taken away from me. It was just like a spanking. Like it was a trifecta of BS. Yeah. I knew that if I stopped at the red light wrong, ran through any type of red light, I was going to get another ticket. They were going to come find me. I was going to go to jail, do time, what have you. Bigger bill. But I went here. I got that ticket. I got my license reinstated. I got my tag renewed. I put the insurance back on my car. And I have not had that problem since. So it's like you take something away. Yes, they may learn. But how long will they learn? Yeah. What's the severity of it? So I say beat that ass. Yeah. You say don't. But
I'm not saying don't. What I'm saying is,
I mean, it's okay if you don't.
No, I honestly agree that you should, child should receive spankings. Now, again, I'm just saying that it's not for everyone because you got some that got spanking so much that they didn't know how to deal with it. Now it's like, it's I guess one either a anxiety trigger or a PTSD trigger where it's like, okay, they hear the word spanking and,
it triggers
they
something.
go into conditions or something, or it's like, oh, fuck that, nah, I ain't never doing that to my kids. So yeah, you got some that, where it was overdone, and then you got some to where, they received it. Because again, I've gotten spankings, and I know on the majority of times I deserved them. There was one time.
Yes.
It was one time, boy. I decided to skip school, and me and my friends ended up going back to my house. And
why would you do that?
I don't know. Stupid, young. So went back to my house, and me and all my friends were I considered them friends at the time. Mm-hmm. But regardless, we was at the house, and next thing you know, father comes home. It's boys and girls in the house. So he's like, Dorian, walk your friends downstairs. I was like, okay, yes, sir. Walked downstairs. Yeah, pretty much. I knew what was coming afterwards. And so, And then, boy, once I got back upstairs, I got what was coming to me.
Your dad was like, he hung all on your ass.
And then, that's something I deserve. And, and I learned more from that than from my mother taking art and drawing and stuff away from me.
No track.
Yeah, no track. Yeah, and took all that away from me, when I was, not doing well in school. And, not to say that she didn't have reasons for doing track. Yeah, it's something that I enjoyed. But if you would have thought about it, if I did track, then I still could have been, that could have been set me up for something else.
Yeah.
So it's an experience that I lost from that. But even with drawing, that was something I loved to do back then. And then when she said I couldn't draw anymore, it was just like you said, I learned to live without it. I haven't really drawn anything since then. So it's like.
Yeah, and that's another thing, too. I never want to stifle the creativity of a child and an adult. And speaking, coming from an artist, my medium is not necessarily visual, but literal. Mm-hmm. So you have to let the story of your child be told in front of you.
Right.
And grown children as well, without breaking them down.
Yeah.
Because believe it or not, we are still developing. Yeah. We are still growing. We might be stuck in our ways, but we're still developing mentally. We're still learning. If you wake up today and you don't learn anything today, that's the end of your life. You're supposed to learn something new every day, whether it's something new about yourself, something new about someone else, learning how to change something. Is a learning process. It's why life in evolution, don't get me started on evolution. I'm so sorry for saying that word and life in the same sentence. I'm so sorry. It's evolving. You know what I'm saying? So you have to learn something in order to change. If we don't learn or change, the human society is not going to do very well much longer. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So you got to do something, but I digress again.
No, I mean, that pretty much falls in line with, exactly what we're talking about here with Black children. Because again, like you said, your thing is, literal, and mine at the time, was something visual. Mm-hmm. And, just taking that one thing away from me, again, like I said, it triggered something. And that made me make sure that even though my children, I never want to, stop them, especially like I said, like I think I said before in a couple episodes back with my youngest daughter, where she was playing football. Like, it was something out the norm, and she was playing tackle football, but that's something that she wanted to do. I wasn't going to be the parent that says, "Oh no, you can't do that because it's something for boys." Yeah,
I mean, I played football. I think we talked about that.
Yeah,
I played football in the street with my cousin now. And then when they got old enough that they thought that they wanted to start hitting, and you hit me and my body is changing and I got these little things that's coming up my chest that I don't know how. Nope, you hit me in these. I gotta go sit down. So that was the end of my football career.
Yeah, but even with we talk about the stifling of art and stuff like that, but punishments were always the most. You hear the most weirdest stories from. I think I've heard from the black community, because even when I get with some of my friends of other races and they talk about their punishments, it's usually, I had to stand in the corner for 10 minutes, or I had to go to my room for an hour and not touch anything. Us, it's usually, we may have stood in the corner for 10 minutes, or we got that 5-minute spanking. We had to go get our own twig or or switch.
Yeah.
Or
I got beat with a horse saddle. That's the end of my story.
But
I don't ride horses anymore.
I wouldn't either. Okay. Wow.
That's the end of my story. I'll tell you about that off the radio.
But I mean, again, just dealing with the punishments and stuff I guess it's the one thing that, again, I think we touched on this whole series, that there's no book that we can go to as a reference, to kind of guide us, on our individual journeys of, one, being kids, and 2, going into adulthood, and then from adulthood learning, to raise our own children.
Nothing.
Yeah. So
we all have our own individual story.
Yeah.
Our own individual manual, so to speak. Is interesting because some of these triggers that we're speaking on have reared their ugly head in a few friends of mine and just people who I know in general, that now they are trying to figure out what happened, trying to pinpoint exactly when in their childhood it happened that's affecting them right now.
Yeah. That
goes along with trauma.
Yeah.
But as a child of color, several colors, I have to speak on to them about a whole bunch of things. And I don't like to see my friends hurting. I don't like to see anybody hurting. And I that's another reason why the things that I do with my children, I try to make sure that they're not traumatized so they won't find their way into their late 30s, early 40s in a situation like that. And that goes in hand with young men, grown men, because we're talking about grown children.
Yeah.
Men are emotionally unavailable in their 30s, 40s, and 50s.
Yeah.
Because as 7 to 17, they were told, don't cry.
Don't show any
Don't show no emotions. Yeah. Don't feel anything. Conceal. Don't feel.
Yeah.
And now they have a woman in their life, baby mama, girlfriend, husband, whomever, who are looking for those feelings that they're so boxed up and put into a dark space that they don't know how to dig them out. And as soon as they feel like they're going to dig them out, it's too late. That person who wants those feelings have already left.
Yeah.
And now they're boxing them back up, putting them back into that dark corner and don't know how to deal with it.
Yeah.
You got your heart, your mind, your anxiety, all of them battling and juggling. Your heart is telling you do it. Your mind saying, but you remember when you were 9, and your anxiety is saying, but I need to.
Yeah.
You got all this juggling, and it's just not the men. The women do the same thing. You have women who have been hurt for so long when it came to a man, their father, or the story that I was just listening to, their mother telling them that they're not pretty enough, their body is too big, or their body is too small, their breasts is not developed, their ass is not big enough, or whatever, or you better go out and be a cheerleader. You're not going to find you a successful football player, but some of these football players' careers don't go past high school.
Yeah, that's true.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So the ones that do make it to college, it's a slim chance that they're going to make it to the pros. So, I mean, like you're putting all this trauma into them and all these different thoughts, passive aggressive thoughts. And then when they get old enough, they're thinking that, oh, I got to be this or I can't get this.
Yeah.
That goes back to the felon who can't get a job but can get a business license. They're thinking drug wise, oh, I got to get this or these chicks not going to like me. I got to sell all this dope, have all these cars, have all these shoes, jewelry. Oh, I'm not going to get the baddest bitch in the hood.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like you're putting all this negative crap into them, but it's just at that point, it's just a product of their environment. At that point.
But
everybody is not a product of their environment.
That is true.
I'm not a product of my environment at all.
Neither am I.
At all. Anybody who grew up in my city, down the bay, that's where I grew up at. Not a product. Period. Maysville, not a product. Is it a bad thing? Yes and no.
Yeah.
Yes, it's a bad thing. I'm not a product of my environment because I did not go back to help it develop and change. Is it a bad thing that I'm not a product? No, because I didn't go back. You know what I'm saying? So it's like you gotta definitely weigh your options on that. So you gotta, as grown children, we kind of gotta figure out what we're gonna do in order to help each other and help ourselves. And the next generation.
Yeah, I agree to that. But, you know, even speaking on the men thing, you know, sometimes it becomes more, you know, we have those ideas in the back of my mind. Yes, don't, you know, be a man, don't show emotion, stuff like that. But I think as we get older, it stops being that. And I think it more so becomes an ego and a pride thing. Because when it comes, you know, just speaking from the hood mentality, you know, again, if you showed any weakness and you had some enemies, then that can be used against you, especially if they saw you, you know, with your chick or they found out, you know, you had kids or whatever. Yeah, then that became a weapon. So definitely. You know, and that's again that goes back to the product of the environment. But I will say, speaking for me, especially, I've had those talks where it's like, okay, I fell off my skateboard. I'm, you know, crying, hurts.
That shit
Suck
hurt.
it up, be a man. Yes. Suck it up, be strong, you know, that kind of stuff. And even when it comes to the emotions, I don't think that so much plays a factor. Mm-hmm. I think it more so plays a factor when, you know, we start to develop those emotions. And then once we start to develop those emotions, then we meet our first girlfriend. Yeah. And then, you know, not to say that everyone is, you know, every situation is bad, but fuck it. You know, you get that first girlfriend, she cheats on you. Then it's like, fuck. Or you get that first girlfriend and, you know, something crazy happens in that regard. So now they're kind of like, okay, I show my emotions to this person. Yeah. And I'm, you know, I was getting it back at first, but now then I moved on to something else. Is it something with me? Is it something, you know, and then, you know, you kind of, you know, self-inflict that on yourself. And then it becomes a thing of like, okay, well, if this happened the very first time, then why the hell should I try to show my emotions again for someone else?
You're right.
And
I agree.
And I think a lot of men get stuck on that. Now, as I've gotten older, you know, I've had my relationships here and there. And I can admit that I was, you know, I didn't show my emotions as much or I wasn't as open as I could have been. Mm-hmm. But, you know, that took self-realization for myself to, you know, know and understand my flaws and try to correct them, which leads to, you know, the self-help thing. And, you know, I just did a lot of internalization on everything and I seek therapy because, you know, that was the one thing that was going to help me. Now, some people, you know, they may do it with a bottle or they may go to their friends or whatever, you know, to try to talk this stuff out. But again, if depending on your circle, if they're not showing themselves progressing and they're, you know, in the same mentality as you, you're not going to get the, you know, the proper repair and advice, you know, in that situation. Because 9 times out of 10, they'll just go back to saying, hey, man, you try that shit. Fuck that shit. Don't do that shit again.
You're right. We're definitely a product of our environment on the friends that we keep.
Yeah.
I have a set of ratchet friends. I don't hang out with them as much. I love them. They know who they are. We can hang out if and when.
Right.
And I have my set of what I call work friends. And you behave with them the same way you would do at work.
Yeah. I got you.
And you have your friends who are you 100% comfortable around, where if you don't have something, you want to go out, they want you to go out. Your funds might be low. They're like, man, don't worry about it. Come on, I got you.
Yeah.
And you're not feeling judged. You know what I'm saying? You feel like you're just going out with yourself. You know what I'm saying? But you have to... You have to have those friends around you. Men, it's tough with men because they only have one true friend, maybe, who they can go to and talk things to.
Yeah.
Like I said previously, women, we have several circles of people who we can go and talk to and confide in.
And those circles may not get along with each other.
The circles may not get along with each other, but you as an individual can go to these different circles.
Yeah.
And you can either share 100% the whole story, or you can oscillate and tell them
piece by piece.
tell them piece by piece on certain things, what's going on. And then you can take that advice and you can put it together and you can mend it or do whatever you have to do or apply it to certain situations. But men, they have it rough. And again, that's when we as adult children and adult women have to help that man. If you love that man, care for that man, help him dig those boxes out of that small space. Whether it's your lover, your friend, your brother, whomever, the male that you are with in that situation, you have to help him pull those boxes out. Declutter. It might be some stuff that he's holding on to that he doesn't even know why.
Right.
Or some stuff that he's holding on to that he doesn't really understand that you can be that missing piece for. Sometimes we just need a different set of eyes to see things.
Right.
Whether it's advice in relationship, work, finances, with your children, or whatever. Big things, little things, what I should make for dinner. Just, another set of eyes.
Yeah.
Life. And so we have to, adult women, adult children, we carry a lot. From childhood to death.
Of course.
We carry a lot. We're raised to do that. But with the men, we don't raise them to do the same. We don't raise the men to carry a lot. Men carry some things, but not as much as a woman. And I think that's why guys will say little girls grow up to imitate, or not guys, but in general, they grow up to imitate their mothers, but because that's who they see and the mothers are around more. Sorry, but they are. And it goes to the single married people. Even though you got another person that you're married to, whether it's the same sex or heterosexual, you have to have that balance. If you got 6 kids, and it's only 1 or 2 people in the house, meaning adults, you got to figure out a way to show each child individual emotions.
Okay. I see.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You can't allow that child to just bottle up emotions. Like my son, for instance, I was watching Hannibal. Okay.
Okay.
The TV series.
Okay.
Not Clarice. Not that one. And he was like,
some fava beans.
No, we were watching that one. Ooh, that one's kind of creepy. But we were watching it. And then I told him, I said, well, now it's time for you to go out because it was getting gory. Mm-hmm. And he was like, but mommy, I just want to be with you. I was like, well, if you can handle this, I'm not turning it off. If you can handle this, you're more than welcome to be with me. Mm-hmm. Come on. Right. He was like, mommy, I just want to be. And he's 9. I cannot allow myself to force my child out. And then he grows up having mommy issues. Yeah. And then the first older woman that he sees, he falls in love with and he develops a complex. I can't allow myself to do that because I've seen this shit happen way too much. And I watch Baby Boy way too much. So I can't do it. I can't do it. And I'm not going to allow myself to do that. Shout out to Jody. So, yeah.
But
I ain't lying.
No, you're not. And, when you bring up the story, with your son, that brings up a valid, point, because when it comes to, those moments, especially and what I find or hear very often is of single mothers, they may have had a hard day at work. Mm-hmm. Then you have some that'll probably sit in the car for an hour before, they finally go in the house and interact with their kids. And you have those that go instantly interact with their children, but now they're drained. And then that one moment, they want some freedom, or the same time that you want freedom, your kid wants the most out of you.
Of course.
And, again,
my children wait till I say I'm sitting in the house. Mommy, can I? No.
And even with that, in those moments, again, a kid can build a complex, because that moment where they want you the most and you're like, go away, go watch TV.
Yeah.
Go watch YouTube, go something, do something to that effect, or go outside. I don't want to be bothered with you. Just hearing that, can be stammering to a child. And
it's very damaging.
Yeah.
I realized that growing up, I had a lot of traumatic experiences, but I was naive. I'm not going to say I didn't know a lot. I had a lot of kids in my neighborhood. So when my parents had me go outside, I'm like, hell yeah.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Nowadays, the kids don't have that outlet because society won't allow them to have that. You got people that you live next door to for 5 to 10 years that you don't even know their name.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because society don't allow us to let our children be children. So
unless we're, extremely guarding them.
Extremely guarding them.
Yeah.
I watch my child walk to the mailbox. They're outside, cameras are on. All of them. Doors open so I can hear what the hell is going on.
Right.
They're in the backyard. Dogs are out there. The children from across the street and the ones that live behind us are in the backyard. If they're quiet too long, I'm outside.
Yeah, something's up. Yeah. Something
is up. And they're just sitting there. They might be eating popcorn because they use me for my snacks. I might pop them some popcorn. So I got an old school popper. I might give them juices, whatever, to keep them in the yard, not wandering off.
Yeah.
We were gone.
Yeah.
From sun up to sundown.
Yeah, that's true.
Drinking out of water hoses to survive. Sharing a quarter bag of chips with our friends.
Going to the candy lady.
Getting
without
cookies.
Having to be scared about it.
Exactly. Like, I can't trust my son to go to the bus stop. I'm sorry. I can't trust society to allow my son to go to the bus stop to catch the bus for school. I can't. And all the kids in this neighborhood go to the same school.
Yeah.
I can't. Because society.
Yeah. Yeah, that's true. And I had to do the same thing when it was me and my daughter, when I was living in Mississippi. I would get ready for work, first I would get her ready for school. And then, she'd stand, luckily the bus stop for her was, right outside the house. So yeah, I would have the blinds open, but I would continue getting ready. But yeah, just like you said, I would continually,
watch.
Yeah. Look out that window. Okay.
Shit happens in a split second. It's so freaky.
Yeah. But that's one of the things we have to deal with as society. And then, what makes it even worse is, all the reports and all the news that you hear about, Black children being abducted, that doesn't make it any easier.
Not at all.
Especially, and then especially for, if, again, this more so happens with Black little girls. And honestly, it tears me up. And it's like, I fear for, as much as I fear for my life, every now and again with society, is like, I fear twice as much more.
Yeah.
For my daughters.
Yeah. I dropped my daughter off today at school, and today was the first day that I did not physically watch her
Go inside.
Although I know she's in there.
Yeah.
I did not physically see her go in there because my view was obscured. But I typically would move my head around, but I was at the front of the line, so I couldn't.
Right.
So I had to pull off because they don't allow you to sit there and wait. So I would get a call if she wasn't there when they do attendance. They'd call you and let you know, hey, your child didn't make it to school today, blah, 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 blah. And then you say, yes, they did, or you go in panic mode. You know what I'm saying? So I hadn't got that call, so I know she's there.
Right.
But it's just, you don't know.
Yeah.
And to all the people who are, and this kind of going into the next series, so all the people who have family members in their home who have people who have done this, where they're sexual abuse, kidnapping, don't feel guilty because that's your family member. You did not do that.
Yeah.
Feel guilty that you did not stop it early enough.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
This made national news in our city when Hawaii went missing.
Yeah.
Hawaii grew up down the street from my sister, like 2 houses down, from the time she was born to the time she was like 6 years old. Beautiful little girl. So when it hit the news that it happened, I'm like, oh my God.
Right.
I know this little girl. You know what I'm saying? And you wouldn't have never thought that the accusations of what happened were true.
Yeah.
She believed that she was going to this one place with this one man that she knows and ended up not ever returning. You see what I'm saying? So society, if you know that something is happening, stop it. So be it that you get called a name. Think about the life or the lives that you're saving in the future.
Yeah.
That's all I got to say about that. And we carry on.
Yeah, because I mean, as much, and I think we might have missed this part, but yeah, just just being able to protect women in regard, again, just speaking from a male perspective. Yeah, I just can't say I leave out, even when, the days where I was, dating someone or going out with someone. If I dropped them off, I made sure, one, that, they turned their key or whatever. They got in that door.
Yeah.
And then they closed the door behind them.
Yeah.
And then even then I would still wait a couple seconds. Not to say that, okay, I'm thinking something may be up. But even then, I would still try to look out and just to be mindful and ensure that nothing else happened. Not to, again, just to make sure someone wasn't following us or someone was, waiting for them to get in, to attack them or something like that. It's just, and again, it's society, but yeah, it's just something to be mindful of. It's
society, and it's the grown adult men who are afraid of rejection.
Yeah.
The grown adult men who are afraid of the word no and think that no means never. Instead, no might be no to right now.
Yeah.
You are so horny that my jeans and my t-shirt is turning you on. You need to go take a nap and rethink that. Like, why should the way that I dress turn you on that much that you cannot control yourself?
Yeah.
Like, that's sick.
Yeah, it is.
We should not, going back to before kids started wearing uniforms and girls might wear a spaghetti strap shirt, something like that. You want the girls to cover themselves up because her fucking shoulders are turning him on. He's a sick bastard, and you need to address that at that moment.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Don't allow him to grow up being a perverted man. Correct that issue then. Like, why my shoulders so sexy to you? You know what I'm saying? I get it. The short skirts, that shit, they should stop that at the house.
Yeah.
But you have no control once you can't see them. They can change clothes. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I get it. But my shoulders, though, my shoulders.
Hey,
shut up. My shoulders, Like, you can't control my shoulders at school, but he can wear a tank top,
Right.
so to speak.
Yeah.
Or a wife beater or a tight shirt showing his muscles and abs. I can control myself.
Yeah.
Why can't he control himself?
Again, just something society puts in us. It's especially with that. Because, I was thinking about that not too long ago, where it's just like you said, you have men that, they see a woman and then they are scared to hear the word no.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like you said, it's something that, some people have to be ready for in general. Like,
Mm-hmm.
if they, or if, again, it goes back to the ego thing where, you have those boys that, through high school, they were considered, the pretty boy. Any girl that they approached, oh, yeah, they instantly got the draws. They didn't, they never heard the word no. And then, it's like that through high school. Then as soon as they become an age, then it's like,
reality.
No, you're lame. Get the fuck out of my face.
Exactly.
And it's like, wait a minute, I'm pretty boy Ricky. This ain't supposed to be happening to me.
Exactly.
And yeah, we got to be able to deal with those experiences. But like you said, I think a lot of it goes back to, and it seems like we touch on this every episode, it goes back to that mental health thing.
Definitely. The mental health is much needed. It's a sickness.
Yeah.
But we can't just beat up on the men. Because there's some sick bitches out there too. There's some sick women out there. And those of you who are sick women and sick men, we have to rally around them and get them help at the first sign. You know what I'm saying? If you see the way that she is acting and he is acting, and it makes you uncomfortable, just imagine the person who is happening to. You know what I'm saying? It's 10 times more uncomfortable. Yeah. Because you can go away. You can walk away.
Yeah, true.
So, I guess. It's just, yay.
But even in, I guess the other thing that I think about sometimes when it comes to grown children is the impact that we leave on our children or future children. What kind of habits are, we developing? What kind of examples are we seeing? Are we just letting TV grow, raise our children? Are we just letting YouTube
crack the whip? Definitely.
Yeah.
There are a lot of babysitters that are electronic devices these days.
Yeah.
There's a lot of them. And I'm not going to say that I haven't used it. If at that moment that I've given my children every ounce of my energy that I could possibly give them. Example, one Saturday morning, I got up and I fixed them breakfast.
Mm-hmm.
And they said, Mommy, we want cereal. After I cooked breakfast, I said, you know what? I poured 2 glasses of milk. I poured the cereal down. I put the food on the table. I put the cereal on the table. I went upstairs and I laid down. I said, whatever you want to eat,
it's right there.
Eat.
Right.
Leave the TV on the Disney Channel. And that was it. And that's all that I had because I was emotionally drained.
Yeah.
From not only the pandemic, them being at home all day, not having an outlet. I think it was raining. We live in the rainiest city in the United States. Google it.
Okay.
I Googled it. Mobile, Alabama is the rainiest city in the United States of America, not Seattle, Washington. Okay, so the ground is wet. They're muddy. I'm not sending them outdoors, although I could, but my son, he doesn't like to get muddy, but he likes playing in the mud. My daughter likes to be in the mud, but she don't want to get dirty. So it's like, Just stay in the house.
That is the biggest oxymoron
I know. I know. So to keep my mental stability safe, I just say stay in the house until the ground dries up.
Yeah.
But you have to sometimes use YouTube.
Yeah.
Use the TV. Because it's not gonna hurt them because they're being entertained and they're enjoying it, but it's gonna hurt you because you're A, missing out, B, you're making it feel like you don't want to be around your children. So you are hanging on and holding on, but then you're not giving yourself time to disconnect because you're worried about, I'm sorry. Some are worried about, I should rephrase that. Not all, some.
Yeah.
The decent ones are worried, damn, maybe that's too much TV.
Yeah.
Or damn, maybe that's too much Fortnite or what have you. So it just depends on what do you feel about the entertainment of your child and going to mentally disconnect.
I think to me that, again, it should be, like you said, it should be a balance because, there have been times where, again, I've gotten home from work. It was a long, busy day. I got home. I fixed, whatever we was going to eat for that night. And then I just want to unwind. But, of course, with my daughter being so active, that's hard to do. Mm-hmm. So, yeah, it would be those days where I'll barely get in the door. And as soon as I get in the door, Daddy, can we go outside and play basketball? Mm-hmm. And then it's like, okay. And at that moment, it becomes...
What do I do?
Yeah, it becomes one of those TikTok moments where everything with life pauses and you're sitting there thinking like, what's going to be the right answer? Which one is he going to pick?
Yeah.
And then and I'll be honest, there'll be some days where I'll be like, all right, I'll do it. We're going to do it for 20 minutes. And then, then you do, then you let Daddy, take care of whatever he needs to take care of. And then she'll agree. 20 minutes come up and then boom, we're good. And there'll be some days where she'll be like, as soon as I hit the door, Daddy, can we? No.
Let me get in the house.
Yeah. And I'll be like, okay, you know what? Not right now. Let Daddy get unwind, let Daddy unwind, get settled in, give me a few minutes, and then, we'll do it. And then, again, there'll be some days where I'll be like, no. I'm not doing it. Today's not a good day. We're going to order out. Yeah. And then you chill. Daddy's going to definitely take time to himself, and then, we'll reset the clock. The next day.
You have to. And teaching, one of my friends, she said, whenever I have children, I'm going to send them down there to you. You just send them back when they get 10. She's like, you do such a great job, but I feel like sometimes I'm not. But you have some people who feel like the child needs to learn how to be by themselves at a very young age, which is nothing wrong with that. Yeah. But you have some kids who are emotionally dependent. Yeah. And I think that's most kids up until they get about 8 or 9 years old, that they're emotionally dependent until they have responsibilities, like they go into school and stuff like that. They have that where they are able to release other energies otherwhere, and it kind of severs the ties, so to speak. So like my daughter, she's very emotionally dependent. She follows me around like a little dark. My sister called her the tiny terror. So, I mean, you don't want to take that away from them, the need for you. Right. Because that goes back to, as a young child in the village, not having any ties to anybody, any emotional ties to anybody. And then you have, I don't want to cross my words. You have the ties, and then you have the conflict. So you don't want to develop a conflict in your child or a complex in your child when they're younger and feeling like nobody has time for them, or you don't have time for them at that moment when they really, really wants to play, or they really, really want to spend time with you, but you have something just a little bit more important that needs to be taken care of. Like, I need to use the restroom, or I need to take time to fix something to eat. You don't want to make them feel like that shit is more important than them, but you also don't want them to feel like everything is going to stop when they want it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because at school, it don't happen.
Yeah.
At auntie, uncle, cousin, grandma, best friend house, that shit don't happen. You know what I'm saying? So you want them to be able to adapt in any situation, but you also don't want them to feel like you are turning your back on them at that moment.
Right.
And that comes with guilt. That brings the guilt thing in, but that goes back to adult children. Not being satisfied when it comes to our emotions.
Yeah. Yeah. Whew. That was a good little conversation there.
Wait.
Uh-oh.
Wait. I don't have it. Oh. No, that wasn't it. It didn't sound right, but okay. I'll find it. That was my boom dynamite. I was dropping it on y'all. I'm going to find the right one.
So in close, Miss MVP, what is our mental health tip for the day?
Communication. Talk to your younger self and then take that conversation and apply it to a child's life, whether it's your child or the next child, because it could be a friend of your child who doesn't have that. It can be a cousin who doesn't have that. Communication. Believe it or not, the smallest thing goes a long way. Even if you are just speaking to a person who is less fortunate on the street, you don't even have to offer them anything. Do you not know how many people ignore and walk past people on the street like they're not there? But if you just stop, even if you are giving them some money, shoes, clothes, food, whatever, and just, hey, I hope you have a blessed day, that person is going to light the hell up.
Yeah.
I had some fruit in my car from a trip that I took at the hotel, and I stayed at a hotel, and I always grab, like if they give you fruit for breakfast and stuff like that, I always grab extra just in case I'm, on the road or just keep in my bag or whatever, just in the room. And I had a yogurt and I had 2 bananas and 2 apples. And I was on the way back from Shreveport. And I had it in my car and I had to make it back to the shoe store to take some shoes back in time. And I saw this lady just sitting by the dumpster. And you could tell that she was kind of down on her luck, but not necessarily been out on the street long, because she didn't have a whole lot of stuff with her.
Yeah.
And I just pulled over before I made it to the shoe store. The shoe store was about to close in like 8 minutes. And I pulled over. I was like, ma'am, are you hungry? Do you have anything? Like, do you need something? You need to use the phone? She was like, I don't even know where I am. So where whoever she was with had put her out. I was like, well, where are you from? What do you need? I was like, you want me to make a phone call for you? She was like, would you please? I made a phone call for her. Turns out that she was in the right city. She was just disoriented. She didn't know. And so they came and got, and I gave her the bag of food, and I told them where she was and where to find her. And I came back in like 30 minutes and she was getting in the car, but you just don't understand. You don't know. That person could have just kept going and wandering, and nobody said anything. And next thing you know, it's a body in the ditch. You know what I'm saying? So just speak to people. Talk. Communication. It goes a long way. Instead of evil ass New Yorkers saying, fuck you staying at. Just say hello. And it may be the Southern Belle in me, but just say hello.
Oh, boy.
Yes, fuck y'all New Yorkers. As Charlamagne say, the Bronx and all of Florida, some crazy bastards. Yes, New Yorkers. Not all of y'all. Just mainly the 5 boroughs.
Well, damn. Just single us all out there.
I'm just saying. Just say hey. Every hey ain't gonna follow by a rape or a
beat down
or something. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So yeah, just, you know.
Yeah, I can agree to that because even being from New York, I had those situations where I would just be riding the train, and of course, don't say much to people, and then next thing you know, something else is going on. So yeah, I definitely agree that we should be able to communicate, and even for someone that was born and raised in New York, that I had to go ahead and develop, the nice side of me to where I can be like, oh, hey,
it
how
does
you
exist.
doing? Well, I didn't, but again, that comes to environment because, New York, like you said, it's very rare that you'll find someone that'll, say hi to you. But you come down to the South and it's like, hey, buddy, how you doing?
This is New York. Every time. Every time. You can't say hey without somebody wanting to fight. This is Sparta. No, it's not. This is the damn subway. Shut up. So yeah, I understand. I'm excited. Y'all just got a box. I don't know where it came from. I'm about to open it up. So excuse me if my voice goes in and out. I'm trying to see what's in this box.
But yes, people, that concludes the part 3 of the Black Village series with the Black children. Again, subscribe to the YouTube channel if you haven't done so. I don't know why you haven't already. Again, be at 100 subscribers so you can get the mask. If you haven't subscribed on our socials or liked our socials, make sure you do that as well.
Yes.
And as always, have you had that convo? Are you in that convo? And why not?
Good night.
We'll catch you next time. Peace.